Hey guys, it's Alexis. Today I'm going to be discussing with you all the TEAS 6 exam, sort of what is it, what's on it, how to prepare for it, and my experience with the TEAS exam. Let's get started. The TEAS 6 exam is administered by ATI, which is the Assessment Technologies Institute. They're the ones that create the test, the ones that administer the test, and the test itself is the Test of Essential Academic Skills, which is where the acronym TEAS comes from. And it's sort of a general overall, it's an entrance exam. Let me start with that. It's an entrance exam for many health majors. I had to take it for the nursing program, and I had to score at least a proficient in it. I know every school is very different in their policy, so make sure you check with your school to see your policy, what you have to score, how many times can you take it, etc. So it covers 4 main areas in order. It goes reading, mathematics, science, and then English and language usage. So there's 4 different areas that are covered, and there's a different amount of questions for each section, and they give you a different time limit for each. What all is on it, how many questions, how much time, and I'm just kind of going to go through that with you guys real quick. So overall, the entire test, you have 170 questions, and they give you, I want to say it's close to 4 hours to take the exam. I took the exam in an hour and a half, so they definitely give you more than enough time to take the exam. So starting with reading, you have 64 minutes to complete 53 questions. And that's covered over 3 subject areas of key ideas and details, craft and structure, and integration of knowledge. Moving on to math, you have 54 minutes to complete 36 questions, scored over 2 subject areas, which are numbers and algebra and measurement and data. Moving on to science, you're given 63 minutes to complete 53 questions over 3 subject areas of human anatomy and physiology, which the main part of the science section is human anatomy and physiology. There's 32 questions on human anatomy and physiology out of the 53 questions total. So definitely make sure that's the one that's something that you, sorry, didn't know my phone was still on, that is something you study, because a lot of the science section is made up of anatomy and physiology. So the 3 subject areas for science: human anatomy and physiology, life and physical science, and scientific reasoning. And then moving on to the English and language usage, you are given 28 minutes to answer 28 questions over 3 subject areas of conventions of standard English, knowledge of language, and vocabulary acquisition. So I prepared for the test I had 2 weeks. There was kind of a mix-up of stuff with my application and deadlines, and so I had to take the test, and I had to take it within 2 weeks. So the day I found out that I really had to get this test done, I went home and ordered the ATI study manual, the 6th edition, because I guess it was as of like August 31st, I believe. They switched from the ATI, or the TEAS 5 exam to the TEAS 6 exam. And I know that when they first released their study guide, I guess this was a red cover and there was some errors in it. So if you do have that version, make sure you go on the ATI's website and look at their revision page for all the errors that were in that book. But if you go and if you're anticipating on buying the study guide, I'll link where you can buy it on the ATI's website below. But make sure, if you're ordering it somewhere other than ATI, that it's a gray cover. 6th edition. That's backwards. You can't even see that. Never mind. I don't know why I thought that would. Never mind. So I use the TEAS manual to study for the official TEAS manual. I know that there's many other different publishers that publish different study guides. I just kind of wanted to get the one from ATI, since they are the one that make the exam and they know exactly what's on it. So they will definitely be including everything that you need to know in this book. Very thin. I think it's only, let's see, it's 170 pages. I know with the ATI 5, I don't know why I keep calling it ATI 5. With the TEAS 5, the book was very, very thick. This, they've condensed it a great deal, so you aren't reading an entire full textbook just to study for this test. So it's very condensed, very to the point, and so I just kind of read through reviewed anything I didn't know, and that was about that with the study guide. I also I purchased through ATI their practice exam A. It was a version A. I think there's a version A and a version B. I took the version A exam just so that I could kind of have an overall understanding of how the test was going to be set up, what kind of questions, how they were going to word them, things of that nature. So I took the practice exam 2 days before I took the actual exam, and I scored a 71.3 on that exam. I guess I'll just read my scores off. Broken down in the reading section, I got an 80.9. Mathematics, it was an 81.3. Science was a 51.1. Like I said, science is very difficult. I struggled with that section. And English and language usage, which was 79.2. On the actual TEAS exam, I scored a 77.3. In reading, I got an 87.2, math was a 96.9, science was a 53.2, and English and language usage was a 75.0. The national mean overall for this exam was a 65.6, so overall, most people nationally get an average of 65.6, so I did score about 11 points above the average for the nation. Now my score leveled at proficient, and I did find a chart so I knew for my school at least that I had to score proficient on my exam. So I wanted to know what percentage I had to score in order to get that level of proficient. So I did find a chart that gave me what percentage equals what level. Now I'm not sure how accurate this is, but this was the only thing I could really seem to find that was the most accurate, if that makes any sense. So there's 5 different levels you can score: developmental, basic, proficient, advanced, and exemplary. So if you get developmental, that means you scored less than a 41.3 on the exam. In order to score basic, you have to score greater than 41.3. Proficient is at 58.7, advanced is 78.0, and exemplary is at 90.7. So if you do have a certain level that you have to reach, that is the percentage that you should aim to at least get. So I guess just my study tips that helped me at least. I did a lot of practice questions. The TEAS has after you complete each section, they give you a practice exam, practice questions throughout the section. There's a lot of practice questions in here, and I made sure to do all of them. And then in the back, there's like a section that, I guess it's like the rationale for each answer that they give. So you get even more of an understanding of why the answer is what it is. So definitely study questions help. The practice exam helped, just kind of reading over things that I haven't, been currently learning. That all helped. Just a lot of studying, a lot of preparing. I definitely wish I had more than 2 weeks to prepare, because I think I would have done a lot better. But I did score at least a proficient, which is what I needed for my school. So I'm happy with that. I was able to get in my application. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, make sure to comment them below. And I will definitely link everything that I used in this video below, so if you guys want to check it out yourselves, you can. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.